Hi, hashtag listen fam. It's Callie Hendricks here on another episode of The Theatre. Today we have Vuyo Thati in the studio with us. Vuyo, welcome.
Thank you so much.
It is great having you here on this episode. To start us off, could you briefly tell us a bit about your background and what businesses are you involved in?
Okay, as introduced, my name is Vuyo. Surname is Thati. Kimberley, born, bred, buttered, and chanted.
Great.
I'm currently running a business of a car wash, and also I'm a gym fanatic.
Yes.
So I have a brand called Blade Health and Wellness. Those are my two businesses that I'm currently running.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. So quite different industries that you're involved
Definitely.
in. So what would you say were some of the early challenges that you faced in business, and especially because of just the two different industries?
You know, what I've learned when coming to business, I've learned that when you start a business, it's like planting a tree.
Yeah.
So when you start planting a tree, you first need to make the soil fertile, and then plant the seed, and then nurture the tree for it to grow.
Yeah.
Before you could sit under the shade and enjoy the shade of the tree.
Yeah.
Now that basically means before you could make profit, you first need to take care of your business.
Sure.
So the biggest mistake that most business people are doing is that they don't know their ins and outs of the business.
Yeah.
Now I've decided to become a messenger in my own business so that I know the ins and outs of the business.
Yeah. So given that we are in the Northern Cape where, private sector opportunities are quite limited, what would you say, what are the unique strategies that you use to grow your businesses?
One of the unique strategies is do not depend on private sectors to fund you. Don't depend on government. Do whatever it takes to establish yourself.
Yeah.
So that when a private sector says, listen, this is who we are here to fund you, that time you're already established. You did not depend on anyone to start your business.
Yeah.
They should find you while you're already well established.
That's true, sure. How have you adapted your businesses for a city like Kimberley?
That's difficult, eh?
I think especially, let's talk about the fitness side, Blade Health and Wellness.
Okay, when I started Blade Health and Wellness, first it was OFW.
Okay.
Outdoor full body workout.
Yeah.
Now in 2011,
sure,
it was announced that South Africa is rated number 3 when coming to people that are obese.
Sure.
In the world.
In the world, my goodness.
That was 2011. So for the period of 2011, I started planning as to what can I do to contribute on reducing the number of people that are obese.
Yeah.
So I thought, let me start doing fitness sessions for free. I got to a cricket ground, did my sessions playing music from a car. Not the proper sound system from my car.
Yeah.
My battery would run flat, buy another car battery, just like that. So back then I used to do it for free.
Yeah.
And then people said, no man, we want to contribute. It went to 70 rand. We got chased away from the cricket ground by one of the councillors.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I can't mention the name. From there, we went to the circle, the circle that I began with.
Yes.
We did a session there on top of the circle in the morning.
Sure.
That was before we could go inside RC Elliot Hall. Now, what took us into RC Elliot Hall, some guy just in the morning passed while we were stretching. So my gym was full of ladies. So we're doing a hamstring stretch. That guy literally went onto the circle. And then, and then the car tumbled.
Sure.
So the municipality offered to give us RC Elliot Hall.
Yeah.
Now and then we changed to, one of the reasons I changed to Blade Health and Wellness. In Kimberley, I'm known as Blade. Outside Kimberley, I'm known as Pap and Milk. Pap and milk, it was our slogan.
Okay.
So whatever we do, it's easy like pap and milk.
Yes, yes.
So I thought, nah, man, if someone asks you, where do you gym? And then you say, pap and milk.
And milk.
They won't know.
Yeah.
But now, if someone asks you, where do you train? And then you say, Blade. They know exactly who you're talking about. Hence, the rebranding.
Yes. Yes, and I think positioning yourself as a brand is quite important,
yes,
especially for where we are at. So what do you think, why do you think the fitness market is so much different from other cities? I'm in the running space. I'm a runner. I'm part of one of the running clubs. And I noticed that there's a difference in, you know, us here in the Northern Cape as compared to your bigger cities like Joburg, Cape Town. Why do you think it is like that?
In Kimberley, unfortunately, we don't support each other.
Okay.
We rejoice when you have an event and there's only about 10 runners that showed up. Mm-hmm. But when someone else hosts the same event that you had, and then there's 2 million people at that event, it's a congratulations.
Yeah.
Now, when you go to the other big cities, no event is big or small to them. Doesn't matter who's hosting, for as long everyone is free.
We are going.
We are going.
Yeah. Well, why do you think it's we have that amongst each other?
It's unity.
Okay. It's a lack thereof, rather.
It's unity. Because I had a chat with the president of AGW. 32GI sent us an email. Blade Health and Wellness has partnered with the supplement 32GI.
Yes, yes.
So on the 16th of December, they suggested we do a cycling and a running event. Now my response was that, can I speak to the president of AGW so that all the runners can come together and then we do a Kimberley event?
Yeah, yeah.
I did not want to go to a specific running club because it will be as if 32GI only sponsored a certain club.
Yes.
Now, in Kimberley, there's different running events. I want all those clubs to benefit from 32GI.
Yes.
Not one club should benefit from 32GI.
Yeah, yeah.
So in a way, I'm hoping 16th December, that will be an ice-breaking for unity.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And I think events like that is quite important. For the biggest city, not just for the running community or the cycling community,
yes,
but it's also that the city can come and learn of the importance of taking care of their health.
Most definitely.
So you've spoken a little bit about, you mentioned your car wash as well.
Yep.
So what would you say are some of the obstacles that you've encountered while establishing both businesses?
As for the car wash, it took me 3 years to implement.
Sure.
I've been saving because my dream was the day I have a car wash, I want anyone who passes must be in a position to say, yeah, I can wash my car.
Yeah, yeah.
Because the downfall of most car washes in Kimberley, number one, they are structures. They establish a business for the now, not for 5 years, turned out down the line and then it's still standing.
Yeah.
So I had to make sure I had the right equipment. The good thing is I was a government employee. So we have this thing of taking services to the people.
Yeah.
That is why you have your home affairs in the location. You don't need to go to town.
Yes.
Now with my car wash, you can have your foam wash in the location. Most car washers would use your sunlight liquid, your Faduk, your hose bath. We use what's used in the well-established car washes that are based in town, in the location.
Yes, yes. And how did you build a loyal client base in our city?
The rule is simple. What you find in a customer's car, it's not yours. Leave it. So it's just a matter of building trust with your customers. If they leave something there, some of them would trap you literally and say, no, let me leave it to rent there.
Yeah.
And see if I can find it once they're done. So they come, the truant is still there. Next time it's a 10 Rand, it's still there. Now the strategy for me is I pay my employees every Sunday.
Okay.
So they have money for the week. They don't
Sure.
get tempted to steal from the cars.
Yeah.
When they push production, I decide to buy them food. And I'm not buying them food to say I bribe them whatsoever. It's just an appreciation.
Yeah.
Because one of my philosophies is that take care of your employees, they'll take care of your business.
Sure. That's powerful. And I think it's something that we can learn as young entrepreneurs.
Yes.
You know, there's a lot of ways that we can deal with certain things in our communities, or even overcome certain things in our community by applying something as simple as, you know, paying someone so that they have money for the week and they're not tempted
Yes.
to steal,
Most
or you know,
definitely.
give them food so that they're not tempted. So that is definitely something that I'm definitely taking away, and I'm sure our viewers as well. Are there any community partnerships or initiatives that are instrumental to your growth?
There is am I allowed to mention other stakeholders?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. There's this one gentleman that I'm looking up to. He's like a mentor to me.
Okay.
We would have chats so every now and then. He's a CEO of Triple B Mojak Engineering. So that's one guy who would say, even if you can have 2 million, don't show it to the world. That 2 million, it's not yours. It's the business money. So from your business, you need to make sure you give yourself a salary. So I've learned to differentiate the business money and my money from him. So if my money is finished, if my trend is finished, I don't go to the business.
You don't go borrow 50 cents from
No,
the business.
that's not my money.
Yes.
That is why even if we did not have a good week at the car wash, I'm still in a position to pay my employees.
True.
Despite the storm.
Yeah.
Despite the storm, I'm in a position to pay them.
Yeah, sure. So let's talk about marketing and growth business strategies. What marketing techniques have been most effective for you in attracting clients to your business?
Facebook is the best. Facebook is the best.
Okay, yeah.
What I've learned with Facebook, the difference between Instagram and Facebook. Instagram, it's more content and status.
Yeah.
Now, with Facebook is genuine.
Yeah.
So now, I post my business every day. Even if I don't get likes, I don't get comments, what matters is you guys saw what I posted.
Yes.
It's not about me getting likes. Market your business every day, even if you don't get likes or comments.
Yeah. It's about the consistency that you're showing, and that brings growth.
Yes, that's the strategy.
So can you share some insights into managing like a fitness the fitness business on a day-to-day basis, especially in Kimberley, where it's not that popular? I think it's growing, the fitness industry is growing in Kimberley, but just to share a bit of insight into that.
The fitness industry is growing in Kimberley, yes, but I don't like the growth of it.
Okay.
Because the competition is not healthy.
Sure.
Whether they like it or not, I'm not one of the best instructors in Kimberley. I am the best.
Okay.
So I've spoken to a few instructors to say, I see you doing 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm prepared to help you.
Yeah.
In terms of teaching you how it's done. Now, it's called a transfer of skills. I take my skill, I transfer it to you. You take the skill, you transfer it to the members. Now, your members from your team are learning something different, of which I transfer the skill to you. Now, with the fitness industry growing, everyone wants to do what you're doing. But if you look at how they do it, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Because you know why you started
Yes,
and
yes.
how you started. 2 years down the line, they have collapsed. You're still standing.
Yeah.
So if only the competition was healthy, and the only way it can be healthy is that when you have an event, we come to you. Now, when we come to your event, there's a network platform where we can meet with other people and say, listen, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
When I have an event, I invite people that were at your event
Yes.
to say, come and do 1, 2, 3,
And
4,
then
5.
I'm not mad
You're not
that you
mad.
invited people.
Yes. You're also going to get an invite.
Yes.
If only we can do that,
Yeah.
then we'll have a healthy fitness fraternity that is growing.
Sure. So, what trends or innovations would you like to see happening in Kimberley when it comes to the fitness industry?
Currently, I'm just looking at my plate.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my plate because I'm working on having one of the most beautiful establishments in Kimberley, in the location.
Yeah.
Some people are saying, why don't you take your gym to town? I'm like, guys, there's everything in town.
Sure.
Why don't you come to the location?
Yes.
No, the location is far, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. If you want to have your drinks, have your chisanyamas, where are you guys going? You stay in Southridge, but you go to
the location.
an establishment in the
Yes.
location. So now, why don't you invest in your health? Make time for your health. Prioritize your health. So you can't forever be making excuses to say, it's far.
Yeah.
So Blade Health and Wellness is going to be... Have you been to Maponya Mall?
I have not.
One day when
I
you,
have not.
one day when you go to Soweto, go to Maponya Mall.
Yeah.
When you walk into Maponya Mall, you would swear you're in Sandton.
Sure.
But when you get out, that's when you realize I'm actually in the heart of Soweto.
Sure.
So Blade Health and Wellness is going to be something like that,
Yeah.
where you walk in, you feel safe in the location. We're going to make sure that the Kasi economy is growing.
Growing, yes,
Yes.
definitely. I mentioned the Kasi economy in one of my previous interviews as well, and I said to my interviewer that we don't realize how much we learn, from starting that tuck shop and seeing how it's being operated, or how much we learn from the taxi industry.
Yes.
But there's so much, or we don't even realize that this is an economy.
It's an economy.
It's a system that needs to be kept alive.
Correct.
Now, I can imagine that leading a fitness business and another business is quite demanding, both mentally and physically as well.
And it's draining.
And draining. So
Yeah, it's
let us know,
definitely draining.
how do you keep up to the day-to-day, and what motivates you to keep on going?
For me, I've mastered the art. Because I don't have to be at the car wash.
Yeah.
The guys that are working at the car wash, they are my bosses. They run the car wash. So whoever wants to go and work there, even when I'm there, I tell them, guys, I'm not responsible for that. Go to those guys. They hire and fire.
Sure.
If they're not happy with something, they will come to me and say, we're not happy with Blade is doing 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I say, you guys need to take a decision. So it's just a matter of the guys running the car wash, I run the gym.
Yeah.
When they're done, they know they reconcile, they cash in, tomorrow it's business as usual.
Sure. That is great. And I'm sure that there's obviously been a time where you've needed to establish trust, where you've needed to build systems and a culture within the business.
It's not easy. Because these guys, they know how to manipulate the system. So with my car wash, we have a record that we're keeping,
Yes.
your day-to-day. When it's busy, if I'm not at home, I'll just go and then drive around. So when I do that, I look at the registration numbers, and then I go. When they cash in, I will look at them, muscle memory, and then, no man, CWG 151, and see. It's not recorded here. I'm like, Emma, certain car is not here. What happened to it? No, I don't remember. No, but I saw it. It washed.
Yeah.
It was standing there. Why is it not recorded? So they know how to manipulate the system.
Yeah.
Back then they used to, before I could install cameras, if a car is 130, they will record it as 110. So you can imagine how much they're taking from me.
Yeah, sure.
And then I thought, no man, my material and what I'm making doesn't make sense. Let me rather install cameras.
Yeah.
So I have installed a camera that turns 360.
Sure.
Now I'm at peace.
Okay, yeah. But I mean, it also takes time for you to learn that.
Because my car wash has been in existence since 2018.
2018, that's quite a
I think it's about 6 years now.
Yeah, sure. So how does Blade keep fit? Being a leader in the fitness industry, mentally and physically, how do you stay on top of things?
This morning I went for a ride.
Okay.
So people would say to me, how come you are a gym instructor but physically you don't look presentable? You know what's my response to them? Show me any mechanic that drives a
very nice car.
Very nice car.
Sure.
But you take your car to the mechanic.
True.
He'll make sure he fixes your car.
Yeah.
If the guys come to me, I transform them. I don't have me time. By the time I'm done with my sessions, when I get home, I'm exhausted. The only time I get, it's when I go for cycling. And then I will shrink. So that's the only way I can keep fit. Because when I'm at the gym, the time that I'm spending physically me saying, okay, I'm going to sweat, it's about 15 minutes.
Sure.
Out of 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I need to make sure you execute the correct movements, you do the right thing, you see results.
Yeah.
When people see you in the street, where do you gym? By Blade. Next best thing, give me numbers.
Yeah.
I get a text.
So what advice would you give to someone, I know, like, just briefly, because sometimes you'd have people who are working out, they're not losing the weight, or people who are, runners who would like to put on some weight after a long marathon training session.
Yeah.
What advice would you give people in terms of balancing, health and fitness?
The question to people will be, what are your body goals? Because you cannot just jump in the dark.
Yeah.
You need to know, these are my body goals.
Sure.
This is what I want.
Yeah.
Once you establish getting to know your body goals, and then you know exactly what you're working on.
Yeah, true.
If you're going to come to me and say, I want to lose my belly, I'll tell you straight. It doesn't start at the gym, it starts in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So don't come to me and say, I need to lose my belly.
Yeah.
If you want to be fit, I can make you fit. I'm still looking for that one person who has a six-pack and say, I'm fitter than you. They will come last. Because my body doesn't define me.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
I always tell people that you don't have to look great to start. You have to start to look great.
Yes, that's true. What leadership principles have guided your journey, and how do you inspire your team to continue on this journey?
One of them is discipline.
Sure.
Commitment. Dedication. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'd like to know, as a young entrepreneur myself, what advice would you give people who'd like to enter either into the social, entrepreneurship or in the fitness industry? What advice would you give someone who's just starting out?
Giving advice to people, it's difficult, especially if someone hasn't started yet.
Yeah.
It's easier when that person already started. If you come to me and say, I've been running for quite some time, but I have a problem with my shins. First things first, I'm going to look at your running shoe and say, change it.
Yeah.
And then you'll be like, no, but I have another pair. I've been switching them. Like, you can never have enough running shoes. So, a running shoe has a shock absorber. So that shock absorber, it goes flat. it needs to rest. So I used to buy, I'm sure in a week I would buy 3 pairs
Sure.
of sneakers. Every time I would buy training shoes because I'm also protecting my spine, my cartilage, my Achilles tendon, my cartilage and all of that. So I never had joint problems because I go for a proper training shoe.
Yeah.
If you go for cheap,
you'll pay later
you know
in
exactly.
another way.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
You'll go to chiropractors, you'll go to physios and all of that.
Yeah. And that's costing you more than the 3,000 you're spending on the
In
running
Afrikaans,
shoe.
they say, goed koop is duur koop.
That's true. That's true. So in your business journey, what key resources, mentors, or experiences have influenced your approach to the way that you do business and fitness?
Yeah, I think that came after I've started.
Yeah.
When I started my car wash, I consulted with the neighbors because where I stay, there's a cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
So there used to be a tree there. So I burned down the tree, cut it off, started the car wash. So I said to them, I'm not going to have a Chisanyang. My car wash name is Peace of Mind.
Sure.
Because the reason why it's peace of mind, if you look at 95% of the, in fact 90% of the car washes in the location in Kimberley, they all have
There's a
doof, doof, doof.
Yes.
So we can't all have that.
Yeah.
So I decided to have a place that, okay, I had my doof doof yesterday. Let me go to peace of mind, have my last 6-pack before I go to work tomorrow, wash my car, so that I can relax, I go home early.
Sure.
So consulting with the neighbors is very much important. Having their blessings, because those people can make you or break you.
Yeah, no, that's
If
true.
they decide to circulate a petition to say this place must close down, it will definitely close down.
Yeah. No, and then in the fitness, are there any books that you read, people that you consulted, tools that you used?
Fitness industry, I used to just give people training sessions. And then I decided, no, let me go and study to get qualification. And then I studied through HFPA, Health and Fitness Professional Academy.
Yeah.
That's where I learned my anatomy and physiology.
Sure.
And your exercise to music. And then I realized through the anatomy that I've learned, I've actually been hurting people. I'm like, okay. And once you're qualified fitness instructor, if a member comes to you and say, listen, I have a problem with my lower back, because you're qualified, you know exactly what the problem is.
Yeah.
But if you're not qualified, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah. You spoke a little bit earlier about the vision that you have for Blade Health and Fitness. Just share with us what does the future hold for the business? Where do you see yourself in the next 2-3 years?
I think to be on a safe side, let's make it 3.
Okay.
I've currently resigned from my permanent job.
Okay.
To take care of business.
Sure.
Because I can see that this is a gold mine for me.
Yeah.
I've worked for government for about 17 years. So I decided, no, let me leave and concentrate on the business. So our gym, Blade Health and Wellness, is going to have 7-a-side artificial turf.
Sure.
The purpose for 7-a-side artificial turf is that we're going to form a league, a soccer league in the location. Now, by doing that, it's going to minimize the usage of drugs and alcohol, especially on our kids.
Yeah.
Most of the time, they will be at the artificial turf. We're going to have a pedal court.
Sure.
You see the pedal court?
The pedal is getting quite big.
We're going to have that.
Sure.
We're going to have your netball court, your basketball court. We're going to have a park run.
Okay.
Within the premises. That's going to give you a kilo. We're going to have a fully fledged established gym with a 2.5 meter swimming pool. We're going to have cardio equipment. We're going to have strength training equipment. And I've recently launched karate.
Okay. Yeah.
That's one of the sports I'm going to make sure I produce champions.
Sure.
We've never had anyone in karate going for Olympics.
Okay.
They're going to come from Blade Health and Wellness.
Come on. From Kimberley.
Yes.
We're looking
That's
forward
not a
to
maybe.
that.
That's how
Yeah.
confident I am.
Yeah.
Because we started with 8 students.
Sure.
We currently have about 20.
Okay.
And we only launched on the 2nd of September.
Sure.
And if
Like September now?
Now. If you can see those boys
Sure.
and girls, you think they've started a year ago.
Yeah. No, that's great. We're looking forward to it.
Because I used to do martial arts.
Yes.
I just went back. So
Yeah.
I'm giving them what I
What
know.
you learned, yeah.
It's nothing that I'm not familiar with.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I'm loving the sound of having the different sporting codes also incorporated at the gym, because I'm sure that's going to pull a lot of the kids
Definitely.
in the community to come through. And I mean, our kids need to be stimulated constantly to keep them off the streets. So it is great to hear that's part of your plan, that's part of the vision. I'm definitely excited for
I say
that.
if your dreams don't scare you, then they're not big enough.
Yes, that's true. That's true. I
They're
used to
not
have
big
that
enough.
on my phone's wallpaper for the longest time.
They're not big enough.
Yeah. Blade, thank you so much. How can our listeners and viewers get in touch with you and get to know more about the services that you offer?
We do have a website, which is www.bladehw.co.za.
Yeah.
Or they can WhatsApp me or call me on 073 601 667.
667.
Yep.
Thank you so much. Any last remarks that you have for our viewers?
I would say to my viewers that they should follow the podcast, #listen. Some of the advices, they can get them through a podcast.
Yeah.
Now, even me myself, I didn't know about #listen.
Yeah.
I would listen to these other guys, Podcast and Chill.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes I would just browse. Now, what you guys are doing, it's very informative.
Sure.
And it can also make other establishments grow just by listening to #and listen.
Yes.
So my advice to the viewers is that subscribe and listen to #listen.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining me
Thank
today.
you so much.
You heard it here, folks. From Vuyo Thati. Subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, and we will see you on the next episode of The Theatre. Signing out.